we are talking to you from the Skoda Kushaq. This time it's going to be a drive review of the 1.5 TSI. What we've driven is the manual and the automatic DSG, and we all know this is the Enthusiast variant. What we also want to tell you that if you want to get into the details of the design, interiors and features, we've already done that in our 1 liter video which we uploaded a couple of months ago. We're going to stick to the driving part, and there has been an update with the 1.5. The manual always had the 6 airbags. Now if you follow our website, you know for a fact that TPMS and 6 airbags have been offered in the Skoda Kushaq, and that's the only change. So you can probably see that right there, and we're going to discuss the driving part of the 1.5 TSI right now. Since we're filming right now, this is the manual. What I've driven earlier is the DSG version, and needless to say, we've covered that in our text review a couple of weeks ago. The fact that the DSG is just brilliant as always. There's a bit of lag at the low end, but after that it just it shifts seamlessly, quickly, very smoothly, and you barely even know what's going on. It's almost as fast as the manual, and which I can confirm right now because I am driving the manual variant of the 1.5 TSI on empty roads, highways, and I've driven it through some really traffic areas of Mumbai and around that. What I can tell you right now is that the manual is an absolute joy to drive. I was actually in third gear and I got a completely open stretch of road and I floored it. It just went from 40 kilometers an hour to 140 in absolutely no time. The torque spread is so good throughout the rev range. It's just unbelievable because it's so linear. There's no lumpiness, there's no kick in the pants feeling. Once the turbo spools up at lower RPM, it just pulls all the way till red line, and it quite literally stops at red line because torque seemingly is almost everywhere throughout the rev band. So that makes the Kushaq 1.5 TSI in the manual really great. Like I said previously in our video of some other turbocharged variants, is that hustling a turbocharged manual turbocharged engine with a manual gearbox is something that you don't get easily in our Indian market. It's only Skoda with the TSI powered engines, and 1 or 2 more manufacturers are offering us this fantastic package, and it is absolutely worth it. Trust me guys, the manual is the version to go for. I'm also saying manual is the version to go for because guys like us who are going to be slightly on budget getting this car, we will be hesitant to get the slightly controversial DSG gearbox because it is not that reliable. Skoda VW have said that they worked upon it, but we don't have much clarity right now on that. And given reports that things are getting better, it's great. If you truly want an automatic, you should test drive and make your decision. I would definitely buy the manual because I enjoy it very much as well, and I don't drive my car often. When I do, I want the manual, and it's fantastic. Of course, also driving one of the first few Volkswagen cars in India, Skoda cars in India, I originally miss the manual gearbox that it was offered with. The shifter was absolutely brilliant, very unique. This shifter on the 1.5 feels very, very different and it feels very generic because I've seen this kind of shifters in other cars as well. Of course, the VW feel is fantastic. The gates are much closer than the other manufacturers. It's much more smoother. The throws are not that long, so it is still a very enjoyable shifter. Volkswagen has made sure that you are getting a lot of fun while shifting through the shifter, and I can attest to that because I do find this quite good and a good evolutionary change over the previous version. But the previous version was so unique, so bespoke that it actually made us love manual gearboxes car even more, because on the Polo, on the Jetta that I drive, they are just absolutely amazing. Very the feeling from that shifter was absolutely surreal. This feels a bit more generic is what I'm trying to say. Let's talk about fuel efficiency on the 1.5 TSI. Driven very nicely, it can show 11 to 12 kilometers to the liter, and what it also can show is around 7-8 if you drive it really fast. What it also can show you is the fact that it can deliver 14 to 15 kilometers on the highway, because while we were testing the DSG, which is of course the 7-speed, the manual is of course the 6-speed, the fuel efficiency reached till 16 kilometers to the liter while we were driving at 80 to 90 kilometers an hour on an empty stretch of the Mumbai-Pune expressway. We did see that number. With the 6-speed manual, we've again seen that number, even more consistently than the DSG, because I was using the DSG to overtake from time to time, and it would drop gears much more than the manual. In the manual I might go from 6th to 5th, but in the DSG you just directly go from 7th to 5th or 4th, and that does take a bit of toll on the efficiency, but not by much, it's just in points. And so the fuel efficiency part is taken care of. The acceleration, which you will see in a bit, or you've already seen, is downright brilliant. I explained it to you. It can go from 40 to 140 in one gear, and it does that so seamlessly, so smoothly that it just impresses you. With the Skoda dynamics, which feels significantly lighter on its feet than the Taygun, and with this linear seamless powertrain, the combination is just spot on how the agile the chassis feels, and how how linear and smooth the motor is. So it just feels on its toes all the time when you're really ringing it on the ghat section of any road closer to you, and it's going to feel absolutely amazing. The Skoda Kushaq feels the more athletic version of the twins that we are driving. The Kushaq in that aspect really impresses us a lot, because it just feels spot on in terms of driving. The brakes are also quite good. The tires, of course, can be a bit more better. If you can switch to, let's say, soft compound tires, which are not available anymore sadly, that would be great. But if you can still get a better set of tires such as Yokohama's or anything like that, the grip and the stability would be even more better. The ride quality is already downright brilliant. I am assuming with those tires with slight uptake or downtake on profile, you can make it even more better. The stock profile I'm really happy with, because the ride quality and the cornering aspect, all of it is spot on. I wouldn't change the tire dimensions. I would just get a better compound to make things feel even more better, because it deserves that special preference of better tires on a car like this, because it's an enthusiast car. With the manual, I would definitely change the tires to make it feel more special than it already is. I think the pricing has let people realize the fact that it can be a little bit expensive, but the driving dynamics, the kind of build quality you're getting, and the promise of a very good, highly rated rated car from Global NCAP or something like that is on the cards, and it already feels very solid, very nice. I see no reason why Enthusiast would not pick this car in this segment. This has defined the segment yet again, in terms of ride and handling, safety, build quality, and the way it feels, the way it rides. There is nothing like this in the segment. Despite the volume guys, it feels like the volume guys are doing great, because they do serve the market purpose, because they are more generic, but this feels much more accomplished. So it just surpasses every other benchmark, and that's the highest praise that we can give to the Skoda Kushaq here. We are really impressed with this car, and no matter how much time we spend with this car, it's not enough, because we just enjoy driving this car despite the fact there's no diesel now, and it's only petrol. But the petrol motors have shown that they can do the job really well. With this combination right here, I don't miss the diesel. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching our video. Make sure you like it, share it. If you still have some questions, put them in the comment section below. We'll be happy to answer it, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Until then, goodbye.